Hey everyone, I'm here with Julie Radachy. Hey Julie.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
Doing great, thanks.
Good. Well, I'm really excited about this topic. So, Julie is she's with Realty Executives in Knoxville, Tennessee, but you're going to talk to us today about marketing to, we'll call them pet people, pet focused buyers. Can you share with us how you're doing your marketing to them? Because that's pretty much, that's what you do, right? That's your sole marketing?
Yes, yes, exactly. So one of the things that I always do is have some rad tips for the videos that I make. So today I'm going to be sharing some rad tips for realtors.
Nice.
And, when I was in orientation, one of the questions that they asked us was, why would someone want to work with you? And that was one of those questions that just like really hit me because I was thinking, okay, I passed my real estate exam, the clients are going to come in, I'm going to find people houses, I'm going to list them. And I never really thought about this question. So
Right.
when I was hearing like, okay, why would someone want to work with you? I was like, okay, so how am I going to answer that?
Yeah.
And, it was not something that I actually answered in a day. It took me a little while to answer this.
Well, we did also like another video on like a unique selling proposition. It is a difficult question for sure.
It is. And, my approach to this was actually thinking about a plan for myself. So I had my own little training plan, thinking about my audience, the location, and then the marketing. So first, the audience itself. So one of the things I thought about was my community. And I live here in Knoxville, as you said. And so I was thinking about what makes Knoxville unique and what is it about my community that actually appeals to me. So, with Knoxville itself, it's a very dog-centric place, as you could tell by my PowerPoint. And, when I think about myself too, I mean, I'm a definite pet person. I have lots of dogs and cats who live with me as well as a bird. And so it's very easy to make myself be a pet person. And so one of the things that I thought about is how I could put these two things together. And so there's my tagline, finding a rad home for you and your pets.
I love
and that's
it.
something that goes in all of my marketing material. Yes, I do too. And then secondly, I thought about the location. So, okay, I identified my audience now. So where am I going to find these people? 3 different places. So first of all, the pet-friendly events. So things like parks and dog parks, of course, too, but even just people parks. Restaurants, we have lots of outdoor dining here where I don't know about you, but like if I'm going to go out to eat, I want to take my dog with me. Are you like that too?
Right. Yes, of course. It's more fun.
Yes, for sure. And we also have this event in Knoxville called Mardi Gras, and it's actually run by one of the shelters here. And they have this whole dog parade, and they have lots of different vendors. So it's a wonderful opportunity for me to actually talk to my audience because they're all right there.
Right. That's awesome.
As well as different farmers markets and craft fairs. Yes. And so I also have a lot of online groups as well. So, I mean, I really focus on the animal groups. So I'm in all of the rescue and rehoming groups, and I find myself wanting to add lots of different dogs, cats, and other animals to my collection. And then as well, right now I have 3 dogs, 7 cats, and a bird.
Okay.
So, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is, but I love them so much. They are my best friends and coworkers. So, and I also have lots of different social media as well that I go ahead and promote too. I also focus on the pet rescue organizations, so the Humane Society, other shelters around, as well as rescues for specific animals. I'm going to start volunteering here at Horse Haven, which is basically a place where horses who were abused or neglected are going to be rehabbed and be ready for a new home. So, placing myself in those places where I'm with pet lovers, and then it's so easy to say, yeah, I'm a realtor. So,
exactly.
How crazy is that real estate market?
Yeah, right.
Exactly. And so, one of the other things I think about is where my audience actually lives. So my target audience for my in-person marketing is, of course, where I live here in Knoxville, Tennessee, and the surrounding areas. My target audience for online marketing is everywhere. With one exception. And, I really honestly don't care if someone in Zimbabwe or Greenland or Iceland or Africa or whatever finds my post and is like, oh, I like this, or I want to share it, because, the more exposure that I get, the better.
Right.
But if I'm going to put my money into it, then I have to think a little bit more. So if I'm putting my money into it, I'm still looking in Knoxville, because if I go out to Montana, I mean, there might be someone who's going to move to Knoxville, but chances of that is very slim. So, I mean, if I'm going to be putting my money behind it, I really want to make sure that my marketing is going to be what I want it to be.
Well, and if they are relocating, they're going to be like looking up like Knoxville stuff. They're not going to be looking in Montana for Knoxville stuff. Yeah.
Yes, very true. And so my third thing is the marketing, and I kind of already touched on this a little bit. So I do a lot of different videos, and I also do memes as well. And those are kind of my how-to sections. My what's, I really want to share my personal stories and my real estate knowledge, because number one, I want to make sure that people know I'm a real estate professional and I know what I'm talking about, and I'm going to get that house that they want. I'm going to get the price that they want if they're selling. So, I really want to be able to share that. I also want to be able to share personal stories. Now, this part is really kind of cool because I never cold call. I just get to be the person on the other end when they call me and say, hey, Julie, we're looking to buy a house and, we really want to work with you. And I actually have had that happen a couple times now.
Nice.
So, I mean, this is something that really works, being able to share myself, and I don't have to say stupid things like, so how's the weather today? Or, those kind of crazy conversations that you have. So it's really nice.
But that's the whole point of online marketing, is that people are getting to know you through all of those things. And it's they feel like they know you, even though they may not necessarily be commenting or liking any of your stuff, but they see what you're doing.
Yes, exactly. And it's so important to be able to be that person, and video is such a great way to be able to do that. And in this particular video, one of the things that I did was I went to the Humane Society and I filmed all of their adoptable pets. So all their dogs and cats, I got pictures of and videos of. Nice. And I put together this little video. And I also shared my personal story too of how I ended up with Lily, who is there for the cuteness factor, and along with her sisters. I was a foster failure. She was my first foster failure. Aww. And, being able to share that personal story was really cool, because I went ahead and shared that then to all of the East Tennessee rescue groups. The Humane Society really liked my video and has invited me back to come and do the same thing again. And, it put me in front of thousands of people in East Tennessee. So
that's awesome.
I did not have to do anything except spend a little bit of time at the Humane Society, which was very easy.
Which is fun. Yeah. By foster fail, you ended up adopting her.
I did. Yes. Lily is now mine. She is free. And I've had her since she was 6 weeks, because that was when I got her and her sisters. So it's she's a very special dog, and I'm so happy to have her. But, being able to share those kind of stories with people, I automatically made myself a friend with all of the people in East Tennessee rescue groups, because they were like, oh my goodness, that's so cool. So, definitely my most reach, my most likes, my most comments on that video. So
for sure.
I'm excited to get back there and do it again. So,
people love puppies.
They do. Yes. And one of the other things that I started doing was Meme Monday. I can't really say that itself has necessarily bumped my Instagram followers up, but I can say that I've had a steady increase since I've started Meme Monday. It may be that itself. It may be the fact that I now get to put cows of Instagram on my account. Bobcat, these things that people don't usually do with real estate. So I'm putting myself in front of different audiences, and yet I'm still reaching animal people. So sometimes there's Lily in the picture on the left with Nikki, my dachshund. And sometimes I use my animals. Sometimes I use other people's animals. Unfortunately, I do not have any cows, but I maybe someday,
One day, for sure.
So yeah.
I think horses will be first though, Julie. You'll be definitely
I think
having
so
like,
too. I really think so. But yes, just being able to take pictures of either my animals or other people's animals and making memes out of them and have some fun that way. So
that's fun.
it's something, I do every Sunday. I make my meme for Me Monday. And, I also mentioned sharing my real estate knowledge too. So sometimes I use that right from my organization, my brokerage, and other times I use it, from things I read on NAR or whatever I'm always reading. So it's very easy to pick a new topic for a video. And,
Nice.
I shared my video for this one that I have on here about buying a home, and I got a new client in my pipeline.
Oh,
She
good.
is not buying right this moment, but she's going to buy later this year. And she said, "You just explained how to buy a home so simply and easily. That's wonderful. I want to work with you." And so it was a really good way of being able to just go ahead and get a new client. So
That's awesome.
I think those things that we really know ourselves very well, just because we work with buyers and sellers all the time,
Mm-hmm.
just being able to create little videos for people who do not buy and sell homes all the time. It's
Right.
just so helpful.
Right.
And yeah, and then I also mentioned the in-person marketing too. So I actually make dog toys, and that was Lily's little invention for me because she really liked the fleece dog toys that I had for her when she was a puppy, but because she was a puppy, they got destroyed pretty fast.
Right.
So I was like, well, okay, I'll try to make some dog toys for you. Well, my first ones turned out horrible, but she liked them anyway. So I just went ahead and kept practicing and kept making some more. And I do actually sell them now and go ahead and put on a business card. And this is Lily and me at Mardi Gras in 2019. We did not have one in 2020 because of COVID, but
Right.
I always make sure I have my business cards there, and it gives me an easy chance to be able to talk about real estate as well. And
Definitely.
again, because they are dog toys themselves, they are going to attract my audience. So,
Right.
I'm going to get those people who are my pet people.
Right.
And that's pretty much all I have.
That's
So
great.
thank you
Well,
so
I
much for
wanted to,
having me. It was fun.
yeah, no, I'm glad you could come on. I wanted to just point out like a couple of things that you said that I think are really important. Like you have really narrowed down like your niche. And I think that's what people like, they need to know that if you are like figure out exactly what you said. Why are people going to use me and get it as narrowed as possible? You're like people with pets, which seems kind of broad, but walking through it, it's really not, right? And it is easy to have a conversation with people like, hey, where are you currently living? Like, are you looking for more room for your dog? Are you thinking about getting another dog? Like, you have a ton of opportunities to talk about that, you know?
Yeah,
And then the
for
second
sure.
thing that I
Yeah.
took away from it is just your consistency with putting it out there. So like and that is a huge key, especially with social media, because we're like bombarded with so many things that not everybody's going to see everything you put out. So it's okay. You just have to keep putting stuff out constantly and you will get people, but it does take a minute. It's not like one time you're going to get somebody. It takes months.
Right.
You know,
Right.
that's
It
awesome.
does. Yeah. And I mean, I personally have been at this for about 6 months consistently.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it's taken a while, but
Yeah.
I really enjoy doing the videos and the memes and everything. Like this is actually letting me use my creativity. And I
Right.
love that. So, I mean, being able to tap into whatever it is that you do well
Hmm.
is going to make it fun for other people.
And it will make it so that you can keep up with it, that you're not like dreading it all the time. You know what I mean? So like
Right.
that's awesome.
Exactly.
I know
Yes.
people are going to take a lot from what you showed us today. I really appreciate you being on. If people do have, I saw your the last slide that you had all your contact information. Do you mind putting
Yeah.
that back up? Or do you want to?
I hope so.
No. Do you want to
Let's see.
tell us your phone number and your email, and then I'll also put it in the notes too.
Sure. So my phone number is 865-279-9185. And my email is julieradachy at realtyexecutives.com.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for being on, Julie.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye.